Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Absolute Batman Annual 1. It is totally amazing by Daniel Warren Johnson and James Herron, as we knew it would be. Cannot wait to share it with you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Okay, so I saw the house ad for this Absolute Batman Annual not too long ago. I only had to wait a few weeks for it, thankfully, and I was shook. I am so excited. I love Daniel Warren Johnson. Such an amazing creator. Deep, dark, kind of grungy indie roots. Did Wonder Woman, what was it? Scorched Earth, Barren Earth, whatever that one was. That was so good. Killing it on Transformers. Over at IDW, or is it Image? I think it is Image. Anyway, either way, Daniel Warren Johnson doing Absolute Batman. Hell yes, this is exactly what we need. I'm so excited that they had the forethought to pull together this great annual. It's sort of like a one-shot story unto itself. Absolute Batman looks big and bold and gorgeous as he should be. Daniel Warren Johnson has that great sort of gritty like manga fight comic vibe. And just such a great storyteller. I love this story. It sort of takes place just outside of Gotham. We have Bruce Wayne like driving this pickup truck, and he's involved with this priest, and so we sort of get like these questions of morality and religion and moral ambiguity thrown in, and I love it. We have like the ever present henchmen of Gotham, like the bad guys with the pig masks on here, and the preacher recognizes them, one of them. I've known you since you were in diapers, and you know. Gives the bad guy pause here. Look how big. I love the commitment to like how big this character is. Like Bruce Wayne is supposed to be like 6'9" or something crazy like that, and his fist is bigger than this guy's head here. And I just love the action lines, the speed lines, the fun like manga-ness of it. Perfectly suited for the Absolute Batman aesthetic and universe. Goes totally well complementary with series artist Nick Dragata, who is so good and such an important part of the success of Absolute Batman. I love this. Because there's a lot going on in the regular title. So the fact that this is like completely separate and unto itself is kind of refreshing. And the fact that you don't need to know exactly what's going on in the other book. You just know that there's a big badass Batman in charge of Gotham. I love the colors on his. Did I say who the coloring was? I guess not yet. Mike Spicer, colorist. I don't know if that's the colorist that Daniel Warren Johnson always works with, but it's a great combination. I love the deep reds and blues here. We have this sort of, like I said, there's like it's a Batman tale, so he's always going to be against the bad guys. But, speaking of moral ambiguity, like Batman almost seems like a bad guy himself. Great double page spread here. So cool getting this compound fracture. I was thinking like Absolute Batman's like, there's perfect levels of Batman book. Like Absolute Batman is like definitely the grim and gritty sort of like adult Batman book that scratches a lot of itches, like of the Dark Knight Returns sort of vibe. And then you have a book like Batman and Robin Year One that seems like more wholesome and just like more reader friendly. Look at the cool detail in this. I love it. Like the bat axe on Batman's chest, and like just like the sheer brute force of this page is so cool, and just leaves little doubt why people love the aesthetic of Daniel Warren Johnson so much. So it's not for everybody, honestly. Like, I think that sometimes a lot of it is a little big and ridiculous, and some people do shy away from that. Once again, look at the foot to the face. Like, his foot is absolutely bigger than this guy's head, and it looks amazing. I love the pouches on the bat are just like so big and over the top. The detail on the spine of his costume, and like even the tread on the boots is just like so cool. It's so funny. There is some controversy going on in the outside in the real world of the Bat universe. As Chuck Dixon has been involved in sort of a back and forth with artists, like posting like pictures of Batman and sort of revealing I don't know, political ties or whatever, which I don't know, keep politics out of comics, right? I mean, I read comics to escape politics and the horrors of the real world. So, don't drag it into the fandom, but whatever. It is what it is, right? So gorgeous. Like, I love the use of the deep purples and blues, and just like, it's such a evocative, like, mood setting. It's like we've already established that this is the biggest Batman that's ever existed. He's huge, humongous. It's so funny because I feel like the Dark Knight Returns Batman was kind of that. And in a way, it's like Absolute Batman owes absolutely everything to Dark Knight Returns, and it's sort of like Dark Knight Returns on steroids, in a sense. This is so fun. This is just so beautiful and artistic. It's like, I don't know if this is lost on people who are just here for the story, but the aesthetic of this book is just absolutely gorgeous. I think it's so fun to bring in somebody who I was gonna say like is more like fringe or kind of indie like Daniel Warren Johnson, but now that he's worked on several high profile, Marvel and DC projects, I guess you can't really call him indie anymore. Although that's where he, got his start for sure. The double page spreads are amazing. Like, this is kind of the stuff that he's bringing to like Transformers. Like, look at this. The Batmobile is so ridiculous. Like, it's so huge and just like I don't know. Like, McFarlane needs to get a hold of this line of toys. Like, I feel like McFarlane could only do it justice. It would have to be big and just like crazy, the size of a miniature refrigerator compared to like a 10-inch action figure or something crazy like that. I don't know. The colors are just so beautiful and just like pop and so satisfying. It's weird that something is so dark and gritty can be so bright and vibrant at the same time, and I love the juxtaposition of that from a storytelling point of view. There's this great story, like sort of structural story with flashbacks. Another favorite of mine from the Absolute line is the telling of the past mixed with the telling of the present, and we get to see some moments between Bruce and his late father, who is such an important like heart of the story, even though he's been gone since the beginning. I just love the character moments. Just expecting like totally bombastic, in your face, blood and guts, crunch, violence, and we got all that. But at the heart of it, there's this really great, sort of touching, quite moving story, and I enjoyed the heck out of this. I couldn't recommend it more. It was so good, so satisfying. Daniel Warren Johnson, writer and artist, Mike Spicer, colorist, Clayton Cole's letterer, and then we have this backup story from supposedly another indie darling that is James Heron. He did like a alternate cover for a variant cover for one Absolute, and that was like my first introduction to him. I thought it was killer. It looked amazing. But it looked sort of out there, like really, like people complained how big and ridiculous he looked, and so I was excited to see some interiors. James Heron, writer and artist, Dave Stewart, colorist, Clayton Cole's letterer, and Andrew Marino, letterer, or editor, rather, sorry. Really fun, open, sort of very indie, very heavy blacks. I kind of like the use of the zipatone here. I saw some of that in Daniel Warren Johnson's art in the first story, and I was like, trend alert. I might have to steal that for some of my art. Just like the random zip over the blade here, and it kind of like goes outside of the lines. I kind of like that. I feel like Dan Panosian is doing some stuff like that. Love the line work is very like uniform in a way. It's reminding me of like David Lapham, very like straightforward, almost black and white negative space Frank Miller Sin City, but with a little more rendering. Getting some Mike Mignola influence and vibes. Definitely seeing like I know Dave Stewart colored this, but definitely seeing like it gives me like Hellboy. It gives me like Mike Mignola. It's giving me a little Kevin Nolan, who's such a great artist, colorist. So aesthetically, I thought this was really beautiful. I definitely like this artist who is fairly new to me, and I definitely would follow them for sure. That said, the story seems a little bit like a throwaway and just like kind of there, more of just like a showcase for this artist to sort of show off his muscles and flex. And there was this weird thing where Batman grabbed this party animal like with one of the tendrils of his cowl and cape, and I thought that was a little bizarre, but took me a little out. Getting some Sam Keith Batman here. I mean, it's good, it's fun, but it's like you burned me once, you some bitch. I don't know. It's a little too precious in some ways. I'm just like a little too throwaway. But that said, like I said, I mean, it's undeniably fun and gorgeous and giving like a new fun little chapter in the world of the absolute Batman universe. And I will take it. Overall, a resounding success here. Great story. Really enjoyed it. Had all the feels that we needed to feel. Now, this little backup tale, 2 pages by Meredith McLaren, is just like, I don't know where this artist comes from. It's looking very like manga, almost children's art. I am unfamiliar. There's nothing wrong with the aesthetic, but it really does nothing for me. And the story does nothing for me either. It's just sort of like a here's some facts about bats. Isn't this cute? And doesn't it feel like filler at the same time? Overall, A plus. Definitely love it. One of my favorite books, as you know, if you're following my channel. I can't get enough of Absolute Batman, and this was absolutely satisfying. Out this week. Make sure you pick it up. Thanks for watching my channel. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will definitely bring you more soon. Thanks, guys.